Hey guys, Ben here. Really quick before this video starts, I'm going to let you know there is a very heavy spoiler warning considering Sword Art Online Ordinal Scale. So if you would not like us to spoil it for you, I'd suggest clicking away from the video. If not, strap yourselves in. We're in for a bit of a ride here. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
No, this really isn't well planned. Hi, I'm Weeaboo Wilkins, but you can call me Richard.
And I'm Ben. And we both recently just went to see the Sword Art Online Ordinal Scale that was in theaters. Gonna go over our initial thoughts and so on and so forth with you guys. Rich?
Yep. And for those that know me, they will know for a fact that I am one of the most
biggest shit talkers of Sword Art Online.
I take pleasure in talking shit about this series so much, and yet here I am driving over an hour to go watch this fucking movie.
Hey, if you had waited like I did, I went to see it about 20 minutes away.
Was your movie theater packed?
Yes, sold out in fact.
Exactly. So was mine. I bought my tickets January 5th.
I bought mine in February.
Jesus Christ. Shit Art Online, Ordinal shit. Alright, so let's get going. What did you think when you realized, hey, they look older?
Well, granted, it was literally stated in the movie that this was 4 years after Kirito and Asuna first met, so it worked out really well. They made them look very well. The animation quality was spot on.
And hopefully we can see that same quality in Season 3.
Confirmed.
But I think what I found most... Yeah, exactly. All these people were leaving the theater, and I was just sitting here, because A, why not come if not for the song by Lisa? And B, we all know they're going to confirm Season 3.
Well, that and Marvel just has all of us basically trained to sit through credits.
Yeah, but fuck Marvel, I'm a weeaboo.
Very true. That's beside the point. But basically, if you didn't know, Ordinal Scale has a very heavy plot point around an AR device called the Ogma.
Almost like Season 1!
Basically, they drew heavily back onto Season 1. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you have not seen the movie.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say if you haven't seen Season 1. I was about...
It's literally been, what, 5 years, 3 years since... No, not 3 years, my god. 5 years
yeah,
since the original series came out, so... Spoilers for that are hands down gonna be here.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Sword Art Online, tough shit.
But...
Kirito's an edgelord, Asuna gets trapped in a cage, and his sister wants to fuck him. Oh, and then there's a cat girl later on, who's not a cat girl, and that's PTSD, and plays a gun game, despite being triggered by guns. Also dying lesbians, but that's a side point. Go on, Ben.
Anyway, but it draws heavily on the previous plot point of, oh, you die in the game, you die for real, but there's a special kick to it. Like I was saying before, heavy plot point based around the Ogma, which basically lets people who wear it do everything connected to an external server on that's connected to this Ogma. So basically, you do anything, like, they even got free cake because they played a Pac-Man knockoff in a diner.
Yep. Now, if I may, imagine your Google Glass. Yeah, that died off, didn't it? Now take your Google Glass, and then take your HoloLens. We all know the Microsoft HoloLens. You know, you can play games in that. Now imagine that convenience just in the Google Glass, which was just a single lens. That's pretty much what it was. It was basically your Google Glass and virtual reality, or augmented reality. It was basically Sword Art Online Go.
And you also had to carry around one of those PlayStation iToy wands. Anyway, but then there was also there was a game that they made for the Augma that was very similar to Sword Art Online, but you played with your real body instead of diving into virtual reality. And that's where we get the heavy plot point drew from the first season, because as lo and behold, as the movie goes on, there's a sinister plot that Kirito uncovers around the Augma, because Asuna gets beaten by a boss in this Ordinal Scale game and loses her memories of what happened in SAO.
But the fact that something sketchy as fuck is happening happens way before that. Once upon a time, okay, so they play their Pac-Man. Kirito just looks disappointed in them, and we're probably at like the 5-minute mark of the movie by now. And they start to leave. They do some idle bullshit, and then Asuna's like, "Oh yeah, let's play this game." And they're like, "Oh yeah, Kirito, don't be a fucking buzzkill, you edgy piece of shit. Come play this game with us, yeah? Okay, and how about no?" And then Asuna, being Asuna, is like, "Hey, I will cock block you if you don't come with." And he's like, "Oh shit, 16.5. Alright." So he eventually gets dragged to this boss battle. Because for some reason, your like immediate click is, oh well, there's boss battles from SAO being brought into this game. That's your immediate, oh, something's not right. SAO, well, what happened the last time something tried adopting SAO stuff, i.e. Alfheim Online?
Yeah, so
Part 2 of Season 1.
Yeah, basically. But like I was saying before, all of the SAO survivors playing Ordinal Scale, if they end up getting beaten by a boss in Ordinal Scale, how they explained it, shock basically made them feel like, oh, the fear of getting killed by the boss in SAO itself.
Yeah,
And
they get PTSD for like 10 seconds.
And then right after that, they somehow lose their memories because of SAO, because of the Augma, and that'll be explained further on in the movie.
Yes, it will. And you will not be surprised when they do.
But something we have not gone into yet, we have 3 new characters. One of them being basically the face of Ordinal Scale. Her name being...
AKA the idol-making money device by A1 Studios. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for bringing the money for great art for Season 3.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I can't remember if Lisa herself voiced her.
No, it was not.
Oh. Well, anyway, they at least still brought in Lisa to do some of the songs for it, which is amazing. Anyway.
The only song she did was the last song. Credits.
But, we have Yuna, which, like was said, is the face of Ordinal Scale, idol, singer, so on and so forth. We have basically Edgelord number 2, which turned out to be another SAO survivor. And we have the scientist bent on using the system to do what he pleases. Another ripoff of previous seasons, but he also drew very heavily into, like, the end scene after the credits will show you, into Season 3.
Yes, but
Which-
it's interesting because that means that season 3 in the anime isn't going to be the same as. Actually, you know what? No, there's no way. This is going to be interesting with season 3 because they bring him to the island, which, spoilers for season 3, they're basically on a military island ship thing in the middle of the ocean, toying around with AIs that are super advanced.
basically
Project
trying to
Dallas.
make a quote-unquote perfect artificial intelligence.
They want to make a military AI because they're fed up of getting the U.S. military's leftovers. So they're like, hey, we want to be cool too, Oni-chan. Notice us, senpai. And the U.S. is just like, okay, fuck, here's an F-16.
Anyway, but that's beside the point. Continuing. As it turns out, later on in the movie, Yuna is the scientist's attempt to bring his daughter back from the dead, who, surprise, surprise, she was also in SAO, but she did not survive. So, the scientist is trying to take literally everyone's memories of SAO and try and bring her back. And then Edgelord number 2, wasn't his name Eiji, I think it was?
Yeah, G. Yeah, G. Yeah, yeah, G. Yeah,
He was
G.
also,
It's literally edgy.
yeah, but he was also an SAO survivor, and he was the one that had the most direct contact with Yuna in the game. So, obviously, he was going to have some feelings for her, which are shown very clearly in the movie.
This man gets cock-blocked.
Cock-blocked by the system. Which, let's not lie, everyone experiences that at some point. But
I
apart
swear,
from-
officer, she's 117.
But
Talking
her
about that
character's at
file.
least 40. Why doesn't that count?
I swear, officer, she's actually like a 1,000-year-old sword. It's perfectly legal in Japan.
Anyway, so
What I don't understand is, sorry to cut you off, Ben, but how the fuck is this shit just not shut down by, like, the UN? Why don't they just be like, hey, every single time that they try and, like, advance this technology, like, thousands of people die.
well, nobody died from that. So
No, but they were close to. Okay, you don't just pack 30,000 people into a stadium, which, yeah, this is what happens at the end. At the beginning of the movie, they drop this, like, little thing about this, AI idol, how, oh yeah, the entire SAO Survivor School got free tickets to go to this concert. And I didn't think anything of it until they associate the idol girl with this, the main antagonist, the edgy guy we've been talking about, Edgy. And it immediately clicked. Okay, so they're gonna drop a bunch of bosses at this concert, but how are they gonna die? Was my immediate guess. And then as things started to progress forward, it came to realize, okay, memories. And then it gets into, well, with these many people packed into the arena, if they're all scanned at once, the resonance and bullshit will kill them. And it's kind of brought to light that the Agma is basically just a modified nerve gear system, so it can still scan your brains. Yeah, so basically, you drop all the bosses, and it's dropped as, oh hey, these are nerve gear, so guess what you can do? Hey, link a statu! And they go in.
Yeah,
And we always
literally.
wondered, hey, what's Boss 100 like? We get to see that. Alright, so first of all, we gotta talk about an actual plot hole in this bullshit, right? So, in this boss battle, our beloved SAO ruining AI, Yui, is like, hey, because, let's rewind a little. They're getting their, so, okay, let's rewind a lot. Here's what happens, okay? So, they're in the arena for the concert, and Yuna, the daughter, because there's two versions of this AI. There's the idol AI, and then there's the actual daughter that's running around and doing shit. She's defending Kirito and Asuna, and Jesus Christ, this is some wild shit. So she's like, here, I'm gonna unlock the full dive functionality, so you can go in and you can fuck shit up. You gotta defeat the floor 100 boss because of reasons, and if you do that, then everything will be a-okay. And they're like, alright. And because Asuna is a fucking vegetable right now, she's like, okay, I'll just sit here. And Kirito and Co go in their Ordinal Scale gear. So it leads you to believe that, oh, okay, so they're in just a special version of Aincrad, maybe? To which, because, Asuna's got her gun, then they've got weapons that definitely aren't in Alfheim Online.
Asuna's, like you said, a vegetable. Sinon's got her gun.
Yeah, Sinon's got her gun. Asuna's got her nothing. She has nothing.
She's not there.
Yet. So...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, they get their asses handed to them, and then Asuna's like, he's fighting for me. I'm gonna go fight too, even though I don't remember anything. She goes in, Yui follows suit, and...
bringing literally everyone.
All of those, like... Imagine
Leafa, who somehow has internet now.
They had internet, okay, they just didn't have any electronics. She smuggled her Ogma, okay? Or something. I don't know what she did. She explains it, and it's really dumb. I was just like, that's dumb. But in any case, any side character you could think of that had a talking line shows up.
Literally everyone, be it
and
SAO,
it's just like
Alfheim, GGO. Literally everybody is in this fight for some stupid reason.
And it just makes you wonder, like, how the fuck? This is Alfheim Online, right? How the hell are all these people with Gun Gale Online stuff in here?
I mean,
you know
technically it's all connected to the same thing, be it on that
yeah, it's all the
seed.
same. It's all based off of the seed. Well, actually, no, because Alfheim Online is built on the actual server that I can't talk.
That
Alfheim Online is built on the actual server that Sword Art Online was on. They have the original operating system. And then the seed is just the same thing, except kind of mildly stripped down.
Basically, the seed is what happened. For example, all of the different fan games for Pokemon based on 3rd gen.
Imagine the seed as like RPG Maker.
Yeah.
It's basically that. Here's where things come to a crashing halt. When Asuna shows up, and they all show up, Yui loads the character data from SAO onto Kirito and Asuna, right? Which, okay.
All of the SAO
then you realize
that were in there.
You realized immediately that, and fuck, what was it? Episode 13? Is episode 14 when he goes into Alfheim Online?
I know exactly where you're going with this, but he deleted all of his save data from SAO. All of his items.
The reason why he did that is because they were corrupt. They were not on the server. They did not exist. Fuck! I know why it works, because they brought Aincrad into it. God damn it, it works. Son of a bitch. I thought I was going to be able to shit on them, but no, I can't. Because it makes sense. The reason why it works is because the items didn't exist because Aincrad didn't exist. All that shit was gone. When they merged Aincrad into Alfheim Online, it brought along all the assets.
Anyway.
Therefore, all that shit exists. and therefore it can work. God damn it, dude.
Anyway, so basically, what happens? They beat the boss.
Hey, hold
Kind
up.
of magic.
Skipping something. You are skipping something.
What?
Asuna does the Mother Rosario move,
Yes.
and you ghost. Boy, that shit brought a single tear to my eye.
Anyway,
But
like, they beat the boss, obviously. Everybody has their badass moment. Asuna does Mother's Rosario. Kirito, with his dual-wielding back, does Starburst Stream. They kill the boss. Light from above, and...
Oh yeah, Kirito goes OP, because Kirito OP confirmed all the time.
Kayaba
He gets an
comes
OP
down, talking to Kirito, saying, "Oh, you finally completed it, eh?" And then gives him basically God's sword. He literally gets shows all of the bosses in the arena, when he's literally sitting like a vegetable over in the corner.
Yeah, for some reason he's able to pop up in... Okay, so this is what made me go, okay, this would be interesting if he had woken up, but... And like, it was in his inventory for the Ordinal Scale game.
Yeah.
But instead, it's like him. He goes into Ordinal Scale from Alfheim Online. So his body and shit is like still there, but he's actually in the arena fucking shit up somehow. Which I don't know how to explain it. That shit was wild.
Yeah, the ending, kind of like most anime movies, kind of went way too fast for my taste. But it was still good. It had a lot of good moments.
Yui cockblocks Kirito.
Yes, she does. Almost cockblocks both of them by almost getting everybody to go to the meteor shower with them.
Not even that. It's just the actual shooting star start, and she's like, "Shooting star!" And yeah.
Basically, the movie ends. They shut down yet another decent project.
Did they shut down? No, they didn't shut down Ordinal Scale.
Oh, I guess
We're
they
never
did.
gonna hear about it again, though. Because the reason
I mean, this movie came out simply to announce season 3.
Not even that. The reason why this movie exists is because it's a way for Reki Kawahara to advance the technology in the SAO universe closer to that of
Project Alicization.
No. Closer to what the fuck is his other word called? Axel World. It's to bridge the gap in technology between SAO and Axel World.
Yeah, because didn't they have some weird game where both of them were in there?
That's not canon, but the reason why is because in Axel World, they have these little things that go like on their neck, and they can like go and like sit somewhere and they can full dive into a game anywhere they want, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, so we've actually been going for a little bit here, so we should probably try and wrap up here.
Yeah, so things to note is that they experiment with Asuna's hairstyle, and it's really cool. First thing that came to mind was, oh look, she looks like Nozomi. Because Nozomi has a fuck ton of hair. But they also made it seem like, you know what, every character got a fair amount of screen time.
Yeah. Like, they gave everyone a little bit. Like, even characters like Silica, Liz, they got a good amount of screen time, enough to warrant them being in the movie, basically.
Yeah, like, in all honesty, I thought Sinon wasn't going to be in the movie. And then she's like, well, I wasn't an SAO, so I won't be affected. I got you, fam.
Yeah.
And she pulls through. Team player.
And heck, before the big fight at the end, we saw Eugene talking about things. Like,
oh, yeah.
Small little cameos from the Alfheim and GGO people.
Before they show up in the boss battle.
Yeah.
So basically, if there was a way that I could describe Sword Art Online Ordinal Scale, it would be that it was like Sword Art Online, except in real life, congested into a single movie. Because you have your plot, it's, innocent looking game plus innocent looking device turn out to have an extremely horrific, terrible motive behind them that endanger human life, that eventually traps thousands of players into a game and threatens them with death. And then Kirito and Co. save the day, eventually it just being Kirito, who is the ultimate hero at the end, to eventually be covered up.
That's basically it summarized for you.
Not to mention introduction of an idol character, probably for them to use as a way to make money for Sword Art Online. Picking up on the whole idol thing, because we're noticing a lot of anime start to slowly pick up idol stuff for their characters to sing outside of anime and make money. Because Love Live and Idol Master and all the other ones like Wake Up Girls.
Yeah. But all in all, I think it was a very well-made movie. Like I was saying, the animation quality was very spot on. With, like, they had a good budget for the animation quality. The music was fantastic.
That it was. The voice actor for you, Sayaka Kanda did very good in her singing role as Yuna.
In all honesty, the music gave me very heavy Fate chills. Like Fate vibes. Being similar to the music from, say, Fate Zero. Mm-hmm. But it still had that Sword Art-esque feel to it as well.
I'm not gonna lie, I think my favorite moment, aside from when Asuna does the Mother's Rosario with Yuki, I think my favorite moment was probably when Yuna sings the song from the Ankrad Safe Zone theme. You know what I'm talking about? The city theme?
Oh, when she was singing basically to calm everybody down?
This Ankrad song about the hymn, I don't know what to call it.
Basically singing for everybody to have a safe journey.
Yeah, the safe journey one.
So, like I was saying, animation, music, very well done. If I had any issue is that...
I believe the actual song from the soundtrack is called Age of Ankrad.
Oh.
Einkrad. My bad. Einkrad.
But if I had any issue with the game is that, as with most anime movies, because they're a little bit pressed for time, is that the main character makes drastic power jump for no reason.
Yeah, there is a part where Kirito is literally driving and speeding around town to beat all of these bosses, and he's going super uber try hard and all sweaty, and all the other players are just like, dude, calm down, it's just a game. And he just has this angry as fuck look on his face. And I guess here's what happens with the SAO boss battles in Ordinal Scale. It hits a certain time, and there's a 10-minute time limit. Alright? And with this time limit, there's a bunch of boss battles that'll show up around town itself. And he is able to somehow, within the 10 minutes, go from boss battle, drive to another location, to another location. You see where I'm going with this? Yeah, there's issues, but they had to get him to be Kirito OP somehow.
And literally within maybe a day, they bridged him from being, I can barely move my body with this, I prefer VR. And then I'm magically beating the shit out of everybody, including the person with cybernetic enhancements.
Only because he's able to rip it off of him.
Very true.
They at least do that.
But I digress. All in all, it was a very good movie. Well worth waiting however long since we've had new SAO content as far as animation goes.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, when you look at it critically, I think there was one person who did a review of it, and I'm trying to find them. Give me a second.
Are you talking about, what's his name? Anime Zone Gigik?
Maybe, yeah, him. It's him. It's Giguk. I think he does a good point in pointing out that it is a very good movie when compared to Sword Art Online, but the bar wasn't set that high to begin with because it was Sword Art Online.
But yeah.
But at the same time, it was honestly pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, people are comparing, like, SAO in general. People say it's bad, but they did have to try and squeeze it down into fewer episodes. So we aren't getting the full story like, say, Sword Art Online Progressive gives us. But that's a story for another time.
It's called... You take the visual novel... Fuck, there's no visual novel. You take the light novel, alright, and then you skip part 2. You skip books 3 and 4, and then you skip books 5 and 6, and then you read book 7, and then you skip book 8, and then you read where Alicization starts, and you just go.
I'm talking where, like, Sword Art Online Progressive literally goes through every single floor, and there's only 4 novels out so far. So they've only gone through floor 5.
As it should be.
So, like I was saying, that's a story for another time. And we really need to wrap this up here, because we've been going for a while. So,
We have been going for a while, but, what would you rate it? What would you rate the movie?
all in all, I would probably give it... I'm gonna be generous. I'd say 8 out of 10. Because, like I said, animation quality was beautiful. Music was beautiful. Only real issue was the massive power boost to Kirito, as with most anime movies. So, I feel like that would be a good rating.
I rate it at a measly 7 out of 10.
Okay. What are your reasonings on that?
Well, here's the deal though. So, fuck, I didn't think this part through. I give it a 7 out of 10, mostly because, give me a second, let me think about this. Why do I give it a 7 out of 10?
We can cut all this blank noise out.
A 7 out of 10. While the animation is quite wonderful, and it is absolutely beautiful, there are certain things that just cannot be ignored. Especially the fact that it is essentially a rewritten Sword Art Online Part 1. Especially when you consider that it is literally the operating system that Akiba threw out when trying to create the game Sword Art Online. The Ordinal Scale system. So in a way, you could compare the movie itself, in which reused technology was used as the plot point. It's just the ending was very brief. Almost rushed.
Yeah, it basically, if I can guess what you're thinking, it blew its load all in one go.
Yeah, it's like it's working up, and then all of a sudden it's just everywhere. It's 16.5, it's the 2 years of Glop, and you're just looking around, oh my god, it's everywhere, oh, how am I gonna clean this? Uh, and then before you know it, you're watching the end credits.
It's the end credits. You
Like,
still get a good song, though.
I literally, now that I'm thinking back to it, the only thing that I remember about the end is Kirito kills all the bosses. He wakes up from the Link start dive, full dive, and then it goes to a newscast, and then end credits. Was there anything after the newscast?
Not really. Except, well, no. It
No,
was Kirito
yeah,
and Asuna's scene.
It was, yeah, that scene. Which is interesting because Kirito essentially proposes to Asuna. Except that's not what happens canon-wise. And, well, I'm curious to see as to whether this movie is canon or not.
Yeah, I'm curious to see that as well. But
Because if it's not canon, then I could give it like an 8. But at the same time, maybe like a 7.5. But if it's canon, my score may go down to a 6.5. So it's 7 as the median ground. Now, it was really good. And it was a pleasant watch. It kept me engaged constantly. There was not a moment where I thought, wow, I'm not interested at all. This scene is boring. Okay. There was a lot of, they're being adorable couples, or okay, this is happening.
Silica
There was a
gets
lot
her
of
idol moment,
Yeah, Silica gets an idol moment.
and it's adorable.
She sucks at singing though.
Her voice actor did a fairly decent job.
It was the voice of a high school girl.
It was supposed to be.
Exactly. It's therefore bad singing. But that's because it's Silica. And Silica is the whole reason why this movie's plot dives forward. Think about that.
Yep.
Which will be entertaining because we never explained how. We never explained how. All we just explained was, oh yeah, Asuna gets hit by a boss. We don't explain how that happens, which is why you, the viewer, get to go out and watch it. Go have fun. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And if you've seen it, by all means, tell us what you think.
Or yeah, you know what? Go ahead and comment how terrible Sword Art Online is, and how stupid we are for calling SEO shit, and how retarded I am for calling it shit art online, and for not giving it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10
Because
best
apparently-
anime of 2012.
Because according to my anime list, the Sword Art Online community is extremely tired of people shitting on it.
But, lo and behold, we are out of time.
You know what? As a matter of fact, this movie just got a 6.
God dang it, Rich.
Okay, fine, it keeps it 7.
Anyway, so...
Weeaboo Avenue.
Oh yeah, we never introduced what channel this was.
That
video will come out later at some point. Maybe before this, maybe after this.
Weeaboo Wilkins.
And I am Ben, and if you heard that, that was Facebook binging at me.
There was no binging.
On my end, there is. Anyway, so, I am Ben, he's Rich. This was Weeaboo Avenue's review on Sword Art Online Ordinal Scale, and we will see you next time.